picture this reality for sexual and domestic violence programs in Massachusetts. A mother of 4 young children calls the hotline. She explains financial abuse. Her partner takes her paychecks and gives her $30 a week for allowance. A Black transgender woman calls the hotline after a sexual assault at the train station. A Spanish-speaking caller has been trapped in her house for 2.5 years because her abuser tells her that if she goes outside, ICE will arrest her. She is thinking about leaving her abuser, which can be the most dangerous time in the cycle of abuse. She needs support to create a plan. Per the current statistics of frontline positions held in Massachusetts, these 3 callers will likely speak with a woman of color on that hotline call. In fact, by the time my pitch is over, another 104 individuals in Massachusetts will experience sexual or domestic violence, SDV, and a crisis hotline is typically the first point of contact. Women of color service providers are at the heart of the work to end sexual and domestic violence. But they face inequity at work, workplace harm, and microaggressions, leading to high rates of vicarious trauma, compassion fatigue, and burnout. That's what inspired 7 women of color in 2010 to create the Massachusetts Women of Color Network, MAWOCN. We support the leadership and sustainment of women of color working in the sexual and domestic violence movement in Massachusetts, from frontline staff to executive leadership. Before receiving our services, women of color reported feeling isolated, unseen, unsupported, and fatigued. Doors closed, access denied. At MAWOCN, we provide training and technical assistance, counseling and mentorship, financial support, advocacy, professional development, and member resources, opening doors to opportunities, lifting as we climb. The SDV field is evolving. More women of color are in leadership roles, and women of color are staying in the field longer. In 2015, only 3 out of 88 executive leaders identified as women of color. Today, that number has tripled. And our organization stands as a pillar in this profound shift. How? Through our reports and recommendations to the field, advocacy, and the training that we provide our members. But that's not all. We are also impacting the broader community by providing trainings to enhance support for women of color and Black survivors of violence. At the heart of our training program lies our groundbreaking Keeping Black Survivors Alive, KBSA, multimedia training toolkit. MAWOCN leads a cohort of 5 Black women-led community-based organizations in Massachusetts. Together, we have created the KBSA Toolkit. I would love to share. In 2023, we lost 22 people in Massachusetts to sexual and domestic violence-related homicides. In 2022, we lost 19 people, and women of color are the leading demographic. Given the high frequency of SDV, everyone is needed to make a difference. So the KBSA Toolkit empowers the SDV service provider, law enforcement, businesses, places of worship, barbershops, and salons, providing a culturally specific curriculum of best practices, strategies, and a live resource database to enhance services for the most marginalized communities. The primary goal of the KBSA Toolkit is to achieve 0 SDV-related homicides. So, in the next 2 years, MAWOCN plans to expand by 6 new staff positions to meet the needs of our community. Currently, we support 489 women of color, and I have personally taken 1,037 hours of counseling calls this year alone. Thank you. Hiring an advocate will allow us to expand our counseling and mentorship program and provide more KBSA free statewide trainings. We need your help. Our goal is $1.6 million over the next 2 years. If MAWOCN did not exist, women of color would not receive culturally specific services and would likely leave the field, deeply impacting the 67+ SDV organizations across the state and the survivors that they serve. With your help, we will continue to create a community free from oppression, free from violence, where women of color are valued and their voices are heard, lifting as we climb. Thank you.